Hey guys, we are in Leland, North Carolina. It is absolutely beautiful today. It's a little overcast, but it still feels amazing. There's plenty of people on the golf course, the Compass Point Golf Club. It is the first golf course to open in North Carolina in 8 years. It's been very well received. Like I said, we are in Compass Point, so we're here in the Highland Forest neighborhood. It's one of the three new neighborhoods in Compass Point. So you have Highland Forest West, as well as Timber Ridge. Highland Forest has a ton of activity. Every time I drive through here, there's a new house under construction, so everything's still moving along. It is Saturday today, so there's not a lot of activity construction-wise, but the houses are definitely progressing very, very well. And then we also have a lot of activity, which is in Highland Forest West, which is beyond us. And then Compass Point has a new neighborhood called Timber Ridge. It's about 300 home sites, and Haygood actually has 2 new model homes in that section. We're actually going to build this house, which we'll see today. This is the Cape Lookout. And then we're also building one of our brand new series, the Cove Collection. So the Cove Collection, if you were on earlier, you saw Hannah and Nora with the Fort Fisher Cove. We're actually building that house here in Compass Point. I think it's going to be very well received. This is going to be a new line of 5 homes, and they're going to be from the mid-3s up to the low 4s. So it's going to hit a price point that some of our other homes don't hit, so that, you know, people that want to have a Haygood home but don't want to spend quite as much can do so. So one of the things I want to point out on this house is the exterior of this home. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. It's got that coastal low country design. What you see here is you've got 6 columns that are evenly spaced. You have board and batten material on the front. That is a James Hardie fiber cement product. You have a nice, huge, look at that expansive front porch. It's nice and deep. It's 8 feet deep, which allows for you to have lots of rocking chairs. You can get around on there. As you can see, this house is on what's called a raised slab foundation. So at Haygood, we do a brick foundation. It is 3 courses, so it sits nice and high off the ground, which the benefit of that is, one, it's more aesthetically pleasing. Also, it does rain here quite a bit, which allows for the house to be further off the ground, and it's less susceptible to flooding and things like that. This is a courtyard style entry, so you can see the nice oversized garage door here. We'll check that out in a second. And then I love the bay detail here on the front. One, it adds a little bit of architectural interest, but it also allows for a little bit more storage in the garage as well. This house, because we're in Compass Point is golf cart friendly, meaning that within the gates of the community, you can drive your golf cart anywhere. So people bike or they drive a golf cart. There's no need for you to drive your car in this area. So you have a golf cart garage here on the side of the home. I also wanted to point out that our homes are beautiful from all vantage points. So if your home site is on a golf course, or if you're on the water, or if you're on the corner, you know, it's more important that your home be beautiful from all angles, not just from the front. So we actually have architectural interest. We'll actually walk around the entire home so you can see the entire house, because there's architectural interest on all 4 elevations of this house. It's not just like we focused on the front and all the other sides don't have any interest. This home is truly beautiful from everywhere. So what we're looking at right now, this is the master suite. One thing you'll notice is the Trane unit. So we use Trane HVAC equipment. This house in particular does have 3 zones. The way that works is you have 1 condenser outside, you have 1 air handler upstairs, and it's on a computerized damper system. So there's 1 zone upstairs. You can see the bonus room on that 2nd floor. Check that bonus room out. You'll notice all the windows. Our bonus room has a ton of natural light, and it feels like it's truly part of the house. And the way we were actually able to redesign the upstairs to allow for more windows up there, and we also have taller ceilings as well. So you'll see that today. And then you'll continue down this way, and this is the master bath as well as the master bedroom. Check out all the windows on that bay in that master bedroom. It gives it a lot of natural light, and then you also have that bay detail, which creates a really beautiful ceiling that we'll see later on.
I have a question for you from Barbara Parlett.
Hey, Barbara.
She says, can you get 2 separate garage doors?
Yes, you can. Yes, we can. I can do anything for you and Chuck.
Perfect.
We'll work on it for you. So then you, like I said, you have the raised slab foundation. You'll notice the brick steps going off the rear porch onto the patio. The 3 windows that you see here together is going to be the dining area. And then notice that nice big screen porch. Here we have really nice weather, so you can definitely enjoy the screen porch. But we do have opportunities to modify that as well. So if you wanted to have more of an enclosed fill, there are 2 other options besides just screening your porch. You can do what's called a 3-season room. A 3-season room is not going to be conditioned. It's going to be a vinyl product. It's called Easy Breeze. And it's going to be sliders that go up and down. I have a lot of clients to do that. Doug and Doreen, if you're on here, they have it. A lot of my clients have it. And they love it. You know, it's great because you can take it out. You can still enjoy the outdoors. So it still feels like a porch, but it does prevent, what it does is it prevents pollen or rainwater to come into the house. And we'll talk about rain here in a little bit. But whenever it rains here in the area, it doesn't tend to rain, you know, straight down. It tends to rain at an angle. Plus, you can feel we've got a nice, or you can't feel, we have a nice breeze going right now. So the wind does tend to drive the rain. It's called wind-driven rain. And we'll talk about the way we insulate our houses and why that's important for the wind-driven rain as well here in a little bit. But the 3-season room would prevent that wind-driven rain from coming into your rear porch. We also have another option, which is a 4-season room. So a 4-season room, unlike a 3-season room, is going to be conditioned, and it's going to have a glass enclosure. And we do it really well. Hagood does their 4-season rooms differently than any other builder, whereas we finish it like the rest of the house. So it's going to have the same attention to detail that all the other rooms in the house have. It's going to have a transom on the bottom, a sliding window in the middle, and then a transom above. And it's going to have its own zone on the HVAC system. It is going to be heated and cooled as well. So that, you know, if it's too warm or too cool, you can control it. But on a nice day, you can open the windows and enjoy the coastal breezes as well. And of course, the patio that we see here is included. It is part of our package. We do that as a standard, as well as the landscape plan. You'll notice the landscape plan in this house. We have lots of plants. It is common in the coastal areas to utilize pine straw as a mulch. And you'll actually meet with a landscape architect during your selections process. So you'll be able to pick out some of the plants. You'll have some influence on your landscape design. So if you don't know a lot about landscaping, that's fine, because our landscape architects specialize in this zone particularly, and they can advise you on what you can and cannot do here. This is the guest side of the house. So you'll see here, we have a split floor plan. This is your rear bedroom. You have a bath in the center, and then a bedroom in the front as well. One thing people are worried about with a courtyard style garage is, you know, the turning radius of getting into the garage. So we do 2 things to help with that. We do have a big parking pad here, which makes it, you know, we have ample concrete that makes it easy to get in. And then we also, like I said earlier, we do a larger door. So our door is 8 foot tall and 18 feet wide versus 7 by 16. So it's 1 foot taller, 2 foot wider. And the benefit of that is it just makes it much easier to get in and out. So we're actually going to check out the garage really quick. This is our included door, and this is the included elevation. You know, a lot of times people ask me, you know, is all this included or is what's an upgrade? And this is the included elevation. The only option on this house on the exterior is going to be the metal accent over the front porch. And that's purely for aesthetics. It's not, you know, it doesn't impact the functionality of the roof or anything like that. So you'll notice we have a keypad to get into the garage. The garage is a nice door. It's very quiet, as you can hear. This garage is oversized. We do the epoxy paint on the floor, so it's got a nice finish. A lot of times people like to have like a little workbench out here and things like that. So this is an area that you would want to spend time in. This is that bay that I was telling you about, how you have this little extra space here. This is perfect for if you want to have a workbench or something like that, if you want to use it for storage. That's there for you. One of the things I advise my clients on is putting this sink in the garage versus putting it in the laundry room. We'll see the laundry room in a second. What I have found is most people use these sinks as a more of a utility sink than a laundry sink. You know, our washing machines are pretty technologically savvy these days, I guess, and they have all these different cycles for all kinds of different stuff. So like these are more used for tools or dogs or something like that, which it makes it much more useful out here. And then the other benefit is if you don't have this in the laundry room, you have more room for folding clothes and things like that. And we'll see that laundry room in a second. Like I said, we do have the golf cart garage door here as well. It is about, we have brick steps here, as you can see. But we do have the golf cart garage. And a lot of people ask me, do you have to have a driveway for the golf cart? Golf carts are designed to go on the golf course so they can drive on the grass. It's not a big deal to not have a driveway per se for your golf cart. What we've done here is we've made a mulch drive. So the golf cart just drives right over the mulch. It's not going to hurt the pine straw or the golf cart. So this is a way for you not to have impervious coverage rather. There's also a storage area. So not only do you have an oversized 2-car garage with enough room for a golf cart, and you have the sink, but you also have room for storage as well. Do you guys have any questions? What do you guys think about this garage? Would this be a good size for you guys? Also, what did you guys think about the architecture of the exterior of this house? Do you guys like the look of this house, or do you like the Shackelford Banks? Because the Shackelford Banks is actually very, very similar to this house. This house is 95% like the Shackelford Banks. And if you saw Patrick Wright's video earlier today, you'll notice there's a lot of similarities between the two houses. What we have done is we actually have taken customer feedback from the Shackelford Banks, which has been our all-time selling house, most selling house. We've sold, gosh, I think we've built 80 of those houses. I mean, this has been very popular. But what we have done is, for the last 3 years, we've gathered feedback, and we've kind of compiled it all together, and we've put it all into this home here. And I'll point out some of those differences to you as we go through. But tell us about what you think about the elevation of this house. We think it's absolutely beautiful. All right, we'll go on inside.
Kenny Windsor says he loves the Cape Kathy.
We love Cape. We owe Kathy some royalty money for this, because Kathy actually was very instrumental in the design of this house. Kenny and Kathy both worked with me for a long time, and we'll actually see their house here in a second, because their house is being built right behind this one. And their house looks amazing too. One thing you'll notice is how expansive the porch is on this house. So you have this nice crushed shell finish, which you can see. It's a really durable product. What it is it's concrete and locally sourced shells that is put together. And it's very durable, it's environmentally friendly. And hey, how's it going? Excellent. And it just gives it a nice coastal look. You'll also notice all the details on the front of the house. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Notice the capital details above the windows. Notice how the windows are trimmed out. You don't get this kind of detail with every other builder. And then you also have the window sills as well. This board right here is called a band board. Notice how it has the aluminum flashing on it. And then above at the top, we have what's called a beauty board or a storyboard. And all of these things are, they're items, they're the details that add up, that make the character of a Haggard home. It's all these little things that, we could have easily cut corners, and we did not, because we wanted to make sure the house had ample curb appeal. Also, notice how wide the beam is that goes around the front porch. How beefy that is. It just gives it that nice look where it just looks very, very well built, and it is. The columns are actually functional. You can't see, but there's a metal rod that goes through the column here that actually brings the front porch and ties it into the foundation. So the houses are very, very, very stable. They hold up very well. During the last Hurricane Florence, many homes were damaged in the area, but all of our Haggard homes came out unscathed, which we're very, very proud of. We got a lot of positive responses whenever this all went down. We got emails of people thanking us for how well their home was built, because they were here during that time, and they felt safe because they knew that Haggard built a very quality home for them. And speaking of testimonials, if you haven't checked out Compass Point's page, go to Compass Point's page. We were just showcased as one of the preferred builders. We're the builder of the week. And we have so many positive responses from our homeowners, and for that we are so grateful. If you had time to post about your experience, thank you so much. If you haven't had time to do so, please comment and let us know about how your experience was with Hagen Homes, because we want to have that feedback. And we're just grateful to have so many homes here in the area. We build about 25 homes per year in Compass Point, so we're one of the top builders here. And of the builders, what we're known for is our coastal design. Our houses, like I said, they have no lack of curb appeal. We're also known for our personalized process. Here in a second, we'll see Dave and Kathy's house, which is behind here as well. And they have a custom house. So we can do like a whole custom floor plan for you. Or we can take a plan like this. Jack and Susan, if you guys are on, we've worked together for many years on different plans and how we can modify those to fit your needs, and we're more than happy to do that for you. So we can either go that route, or we can customize one of our existing homes, or but the personalization also comes with the selections as well. You're not going to be locked into a showroom where you have option A or option B, option A or option B. This is your forever home that you've worked your entire life for. You do not want to have that kind of experience. There are builders that you go into the showroom and they have lighting packages. It's lighting package A, B, or C. And if you like the foyer light in that lighting package A, but you like the chandelier for the dining room in lighting package B, you can't cross them. And we're not going to do that to you. We're not going to lock you in and pigeonhole you into those kinds of things. We're going to allow for personalization, because we are, of the builders in Compass Point, we are the most custom builder here. We have more custom houses than any builder in this neighborhood. We're very proud of that. We have homes that we're proud of. I love more than anything to drive through the neighborhood and point out all the different Hagen homes. And it's funny, whenever you have someone in your car, eventually they'll be like, oh, is that a Hagen home? Is that and they learn what to look for in the houses. They see the nice tall front doors. They see the raised slab foundation. They see all the corbel details and all the details that are on the exterior, and they get that look, and they know a Hagen home when they see it. And the good thing is, like, everyone's different. They're not all the same. We have a community called Heron Park, and if you guys are on here, Linda and all you guys, that's my favorite street in Compass Point. They're very well aware of it. And it's all Hagen homes. It's 11 home sites. And on that street, there's actually 5 Shackelford banks. But they all look so different because each family was able to personalize it the way that they wanted to. So that's one of the things people like. And then we'll talk about it in a second. People also really like our energy efficiency. It's something we've really focused on, and we've really tried to make sure that we do everything we can to build the houses as sustainable as possible and as energy efficiently as possible. One, for social responsibility, but also because most of our clients that are moving down here are on a fixed income, and we want to reduce the utility expenses as much as possible. So what we do to reduce that is every house we build is EcoSelect certified. And what does that mean to you? So EcoSelect certification is like certifying your car for miles per gallon, right? You get what's called a HERS rating. And a HERS rating is like a rating for miles per gallon. So like, your car might get 15 miles per gallon, or it might get 20 miles per gallon. And obviously 20 is better than 15. It's the opposite in HERS. So the lower the score, the better. So a standard home is about 100, and then a 0 is a net, it's a house that uses zero energy. So our houses score about 40% more energy efficient than any home built per code. Any other new home that's built, our houses are 40% more energy efficient. So we have that. But then we also, every house we build is Hero Code certified through Duke Progress Energy. And so what that means is Duke Progress has like a 60-point checklist of items that we have to do over and above what is required by the state of North Carolina and the county of either New Hanover or Brunswick, depending on where we're building, and the local municipality. We have to go over and above all those requirements. Things like insulating the slabs, things like California corners and ladder tees, because that's where you usually have woods of insulation, is in your corners. And our houses aren't a giant box. We have lots of corners in our houses. So we have to make sure we insulate those really well. Or anytime a wall comes into an exterior wall, that's whenever we use what's called a ladder tee to make sure there's insulation behind there as well. And then like I said, we insulate our slabs, the raised slab foundation. But then we also use spray foam insulation, which we'll see in the attic in a second. We completely encapsulate the house in spray foam. And if you've ever watched HGTV, they love it on HGTV. It's really fun to watch because they spray it, they cut it down, and it literally fills all gaps. There's no voids of insulation, which is really cool. If you're familiar with Yeti, Yeti cups, Yeti coolers, that's kind of their claim to fame. That's how they keep their beverage cold or hot for so many hours. Inside that wall, that membrane is actually spray foam insulation. So that's what most people are familiar with that. That kind of like helps them resonate with what's going on. So essentially, imagine this house being a giant Yeti cooler. That's kind of the way it is. But without further ado, we will go inside. Notice the nice big front door. It is a Therma-Tru door, so it's a very well-built door. It is a fiberglass door. Fiberglass doors do hold up better than any other door in this area because of the heat, humidity, and sunshine that we do have. So as you walk in, you'll notice we come right into a foyer. Again, this is a split floor plan, so there's a total of 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths in this house. Downstairs, there are 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, and then you do have a lounge, a bedroom, and a bathroom upstairs. So again, it's a nice split floor plan, so you have your guest suite on one side, and then you have your master suite on the other side. Unlike this Shackelford, which you saw earlier today, we have this study in the front instead of a formal dining room. What we found is a lot of people didn't need all those eating areas, and they felt that it was a better use of space to have a study here instead. This is where I work every day. I love it because you're right at the front door. You have these beautiful French doors that open up into the foyer, as well as the great room, which allows for that natural light of those giant oversized windows in the study to flood the rest of the house. What do you guys think about the study? Do you guys like that? And this house also does have a coat closet, which you'll notice here. You don't use the coat closet a lot, but it is nice to have that in case you do decide to go somewhere where it's cold. You have somewhere to store them. On this side of the home, like I said, you have the guest suite. So we have the front bedroom here, which is a very nice size. One thing to note on how we do our homes is we do a panel for you, which you can see here. So the home these are smart homes. So we built the home for today's time, and so you have all of your cables, everything's super organized. I know whenever they come and put my internet out here, which we have great internet service here, people think that North Carolina is behind the times. We actually have fiber optic, and it's very, very fast in Leland, so it's great. And they love seeing this because it's super organized. And you'll actually, during your selections process, get to meet with a low voltage person to determine where you want your cable and outlets and things like that. But then you also meet with an electrician to review your entire electrical plan. So you have this is a very nice feature. We do this for every home that we build. And like I said, we have nice size guest suite here. And then we have our shared guest bath, which has got a nice size vanity. You'll notice we do not have a fiberglass surround. It is included that we do tile in our guest bathroom. One thing to note while you're looking at this house also is the height of the ceilings. Check out how tall these ceilings are. These are 10 foot tall. And then you'll also notice the doors off the main living area are 8 foot. Which gives everything a little bit more elongated, a bigger feel. One thing I love about what Troy does is she banks the windows together like this. What that does is it allows for a much more natural light, and it makes the room feel much bigger because it just kind of flows into the outdoors. So it's got this is a very nice feeling guest suite. And we're actually going to head back into the great room area. So here we have the great room. This is what people love about this house. This has a great big feel. I want you guys, as we're going through, to guess the square footage of this house. If you don't know, I think that you'll be surprised once you find out. I love the built-ins on either side of the fireplace. Unlike Patrick, I like to get involved with the colors, so it was my idea to do the dark trim, which I think looks really, really cool. Let me know what you guys think. I think it looks really nice. And I love the telescopic sliders that go out into the rear porch here. We did see the rear porch from the outside, but what I love about this house is how the indoors flows right into the outdoors. So, you know, you have no change here in the level, and it opens up right into the rear porch. On the rear porch, you do have a big area. You have enough room for dining on one side, and then you do have a living area as well on this side. We have pre-wired this house for a TV out here, so you can definitely enjoy this area. And if you guys like this house, it actually is available for purchase. So if you do like it, let us know. We can definitely send you some information. This one is available, and it could be yours. So one thing I wanted to point out while we're out here is Dave and Kathy's beautiful custom home behind us. So, like I said, we do offer custom design services, and you can build a house that is completely and entirely yours. There's no other home like Dave and Kathy's in Compass Point. It's one of a kind. We worked with them through all the details. You know, we sat down with them. We worked with Troy. Troy and Jim Kinney are the owners of Hagen Homes. And Jim oversees the construction component, making sure that the houses are built the way we said that we're going to do them. Whereas Troy oversees the design. Troy's been designing homes since she was 4 years old. She has this innate ability to just be able to live in a home. And I think the big difference between what Troy does and what your average architect or home designer is Troy designs the homes, and she actually places the furniture in the homes while she's designing them. So it's not just like she's designing a room. She's making sure that the furniture fits in there, that it's functional, that it's going to make sense, that it's going to flow. So all of our homes are very well thought out, and sometimes I get a little frustrated because it takes so long for some of our homes to get designed. But it's because she puts so much thought into it that it's perfect when she's done. You know, it's not like she missed a detail. Plus, she's been doing it her entire life, and she has this innate ability to do so. The houses always live larger than they are. People always think this house behind us is way bigger than it is. But it's absolutely gorgeous, and if you have any questions about our custom design process, I would love to talk to you about it and explain to you how it works and how we do it. Do you guys have any questions about that while we're on here? What do you guys think about the custom design process? Also, on the other side here, we have Kenny and Kathy, the Kate Kathy. We have Kenny and Kathy Windsor's home. They're moving from the DC area. We can't wait for their home to be finished so they can move down here full time. Their home is beautiful. Kathy had this vision for her home. She knew what she wanted, and it's turned out. I think that it's turned out so well. It's been beautifully implemented. I remember they had a beautiful home that they sold in the Maryland area, and I knew that they were going to have a great taste and a great design, and it's turning out really, really, really well. All right, we're going to head back inside. And I forgot to tell you guys, we do, if you are interacting with our Facebook Live, we do have prizes for you. So make sure that you're asking questions, make sure you're commenting, because we do have a cooler you can win. We also have a tumbler. These are really nice. Is it a Tervis tumbler? Or maybe it looks like a Tervis tumbler. I'm not sure what it is. But
it's a Tervis.
It is a Tervis. Look at that. It's a name brand one, too. Very nice. It's got our Hagen logo on there. We have that for you. And then we have, I don't even have one of those cups. And then we have this nice t-shirt. People always comment on how nice these are. It's a really comfortable shirt, too. So make sure that you're interacting with our video, because you do have a chance to win some gifts here. But again, to the great room, what we have in this area is called a volume ceiling. This ceiling goes up to 12 foot, so it starts at a 10-foot base, and then it raises up to 12, which gives the room a much more expansive feel. It just makes this room feel big. Check out all the seating in this room. I mean, you can have all your friends over. There's plenty of room for everyone. We have this nice, this furniture came from a $1.8 million house in Hilton Head. And I remember I was working with my design team, and they were like, there is no way this furniture is going to fit your house, because it came from this massive house on the water in Hilton Head. And it was funny because Mary Virginia, who's Troy's aunt, which is our interior designer, actually had to go buy more furniture for this house, because not only did this house accommodate that furniture, but we needed more furniture because there was so much room in this house for everything. So you have the couch area, the love seat area, and you have 2 additional seats. This house has been really, really popular. We're building it for Kenny and Kathy. We're also building it for Carol and John right up the street. Hey, Carol and John, if you guys are on. We just finished one for Eric and Sharon. I talked to them earlier today. They're loving their house. It turned out really, really well. And then Mike and Doris is building one over in Highland Forest West. So this house has been really, really popular. People really like it. If you are building this house, comment and tell us why you picked this one. You know, what was it about this house that made you say that this is the house for me? We would love to hear that from you. On this house, what we have is a informal dining area. It's huge. It's 12 foot by 12 foot, so you have plenty of room for a nice sized table. This table will accommodate, 3, 6, 8 chairs. So you have plenty of room for all your friends. We also have additional seating under the island here. We have this generous overhang on the island. Notice how big that island is. It's 9 foot 6 inches. Can anyone guess what kind of countertop this is? Do you guys think it's quartz or granite? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. But the dining area does have plenty of room for a nice sized table, and it has plenty of room for a sideboard or a buffet as well. Notice all the windows and the natural light in that area. It's just a happy place to eat. You know, it's a really nice space. I love the custom pediment detail on the window. Notice the trim. Notice the wainscot. The custom pediment detail, the double stud pockets on each one of the windows. This is a signature mark of Hagen Homes. It would be so much easier for us to cut a giant hole in the house and to put 3 windows in, you know, like every other builder does. But that's just not how we do things. You know, we do things the right way, which is going to be this way. It's going to be individual windows, double stud pocket, what it allows for it, and when it's stronger, it's more aesthetically pleasing. It allows for a beefier trim package. That's what people will gravitate towards this as well, as our trim in our houses are just, it's remarkable. I mean, you see the pediment detail, you see the oversized baseboards, you see the wainscot, it all just comes together and gives the house a lot of character. Notice the window sills as well. That's something that you don't see in new construction all the time. So back to the kitchen, it is quartz countertops. And if you want to know the difference between quartz and granite, because I know I did not know for the longest time, quartz is a man-made product, whereas granite is a natural stone. Contrary to most people's belief, quartz is more expensive than granite. Of course, there's like white granite and quartz. There's different levels. We have a ton to choose from. Kenzie, how many different granite options do we have included? I mean, what is it like?
We have about 10 or 12 granite options included, and we have 3 quartz options included as well for your kitchen. And
Kenzie's behind the camera there. Her and Selena are going to guide you through the entire selections process. I'm going to work with you through either your custom home design or picking out a plan like this and doing some modifications and pricing, contract, things like that. And then I'll hand it off to Kenzie and Selena because they are phenomenal at what they do. They're going to guide you through, no matter if you built 10 homes or if this is your first home you've ever built. They're going to help you through that entire process. They're going to work with you on your quartz or granite selections, on your cabinet selections, along with Rachel. Rachel's going to help you design your cabinet configuration. We're not going to design it for you. We're going to design it with you. You know, we're going to allow for some flexibility. You'll also meet with Wayne at Atlantic Appliance. He's phenomenal. He knows a lot about appliances. He can source Wolf, Thermador, Viking, Sub-Zero, Frigidaire, Whirlpool. You know, we got KitchenAid here. KitchenAid is probably the most popular in this area. You know, so we can get anything that you want. The hood vent is going to be vented to the exterior. All of our bathrooms and our kitchen is all vented to the exterior. There's no ugly soffit above here either. We vent it inside of the wall so you don't have those weird soffits that a lot of builders do. This is not the right way to do it. We do it Hagen right. I also love the beverage area in this house. You have a nice fridge area which allows for more countertops over here. And then you have your Danby beverage fridge. Those are key in Compass Point because people here like to have a really good time. They like to entertain. So you can definitely have your wet bar area. If you don't like to drink, you make it a coffee bar. People love coffee too. So, but back to the quartz and granite. The benefit of quartz over granite is going to be that it is impervious. So unlike granite, quartz does not have to be sealed. So the maintenance on it is going to be less intensive. So that's one of the reasons why people choose it. And then also, because it's man-made, you have it's made in a more controlled environment, so you have a more consistent, a consistent look to it, I guess, if you will. And then next, we're going to head into the master suite. So again, the master suite is completely separate from all the other bedrooms, so you have your own little oasis back here. I love all the natural light in here. When you walk in, it's just nice and bright. It feels like, very cheery. Note the banquet windows here, and also the height of the ceilings. And remember how we were outside and we saw the bay? This is that bay on the inside. I just love the detail that it makes whenever you have all those angles, especially with the volume ceiling. I love, again, just notice all the trim that goes around these windows. Notice the pediment detail. Notice all the trim around the windows. And then also the height of the windows themselves. So the windows are going to be a larger window than what most use. Most use a 4.5 or a 5-foot window, whereas we use a 6-foot window. Our houses also tend to have about 30% more windows in them. So if you like natural light, leave us a comment, because I want a house that is bright and nice. I think this makes for a much more happy house. And the windows we use are a Plygem window. I get a lot of questions about that. They are Plygem. They're a vinyl window, so they're very, very low maintenance, and they hold up really, really well. The customer service at Plygem is phenomenal. I've never had any issues with them, and we use these in all of our houses. We use the same quality windows in every house that we build, and we build quite a few houses every year, and we've not had any issues with those. And then we'll head over into the master bath, which again has a ton of natural light. This master bath has a 0 entry shower. I love the Carrera tile. Nice big shower. Notice the wall-mounted rain head. We also have the handheld there as well. That's a popular feature. A lot of folks like to add that into their shower. Just because the showers are so large, it does make it easier to clean the shower. Also, whenever Kenzie walked in, I don't know if you noticed, the control valves are located right at the entrance of the shower. So you can turn the shower on, wait for the water to warm up before you get inside, instead of getting wet turning the water on there. Notice the granite countertops on the vanity. It's a nice big vanity there. You have plenty of room. I love those backlit mirrors. You'll notice that they're nice LED backlit mirrors. In the mirrors you can see all the windows in this area as well. So it's a nice, good place to get ready. And then we have the master closet. So the master closet is going to feature vented wood shelving that you see here. You will get to meet with someone during your selections process to design the closets in the house. So that is one thing that you get to meet with as well. And you can do either vented wood, or some of my clients opt for a California style closet. And if you watched Patrick's video earlier today, you saw him hit his California style closet. So he has that in his house. And then we have a nice linen area here. Alright, and so we're actually going to go back into the great room, and then we're going to go see the home's utility hallway. Excuse me. So this is another area that we redesigned from the Shop for Banks in the Cape Lookout. We kept the giant pantry. People love the pantry, motion activated. We custom build the shelving for each home. It's not got slats in it, so your food's not going to fall through. It's actually custom built solid wood cabinetry, and it's got the motion activated light, like I said. One thing to also note is the doors. Notice all the different colors I guess we're using one color, but we have different colors in all of our homes of doors, and you get to choose that. And what color is this, Kenzie?
Artillery, I believe.
Artillery. This is our artillery door. If you like that, leave a comment. And then we also have, this is going to be our brushed nickel hardware, but Oil Bronze is really popular as well, and you have a choice in that. This house has the pantry, and then across from the pantry is the powder room. We've noticed that a lot of builders don't put pantries or powder rooms in their houses. I'm not really sure why. What are your thoughts on that? Would you want a house that doesn't have a pantry or a powder room? And then we also do the hall tree, or our drop zone is what we call them, in all of our homes. They're custom built. And this one, we had, we're always evolving. And we had this house under construction, and we noticed that we didn't have it planned out perfectly. So we went back and we fixed it. And so we're always looking for ways to improve things. And so this is one of the examples that we've actually redesigned in the process. And so now all of our new houses do have this design. Another thing is we have this nice open staircase. So I don't know, some of you guys may remember our modern farmhouse. If you haven't, go to our website and check out the modern farmhouse. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was featured in several different magazines. We got a ton of positive feedback, and what people really liked, one of the features people really liked, is it was one of our first houses that really had an open staircase that went to the bonus room. A lot of houses that I've seen in this area, the bonus room is like, it's like you're opening a closet door going into an attic. It's not a very welcoming space. I would never hang out there. There's no natural light. The ceiling, the walls are cramped, and they're all angled weird, and those ceilings are really low, and you're walking through a tunnel to get to it. That's not the way our bonus rooms are whatsoever. Our bonus rooms are livable. They feel like part of the house. They're open. They're airy. They've got a ton of natural light. And we'll go check that out in a second, but we're going to finish the utility hallway first. Then you'll notice the barn door here. We have a nice barn door, which is on a slider, and it goes into our laundry room. One of the things we got feedback from is that people didn't like walking through the laundry room to get to the garage, so we actually made it a separate room. So again, we have a sink in the garage, which has allowed for us to have a bigger folding table in here. And there are different options. I chose to do I had my trim guy build this, but a lot of folks are actually getting cabinetry. You can do cabinetry, which is like the same cabinetry in the kitchen, in here as well. You have different options. It's a nice size. This is where your washing machine and dryer would go. Notice the window in here. I mean, how many other builders are putting windows like this in their laundry room? This is something that's unique to us. And then you also have a utility closet here as well. What do you guys think about this laundry room? Do you guys like it? And then the last feature of the utility hallway is going to be the access to the garage. So it's nice and convenient. You walk in from the garage, you have your drop zone, and it's right off the kitchen. So, as you're carrying your groceries and stuff, you have your pantry right there, which is motion activated. So when your hands are full of your groceries, you're going to walk right into there and put all your things away. Notice as we go up to the second floor how open it is, but then also notice how wide the stairs are. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to get that furniture up here. And of course we have options to do hardwood floors instead of a carpet if you wanted to. It's your choice. I love this bonus room. It's got a really nice feel. This is the lounge area here. So in the lounge you have access to your attic, which we'll see in a second. You have access to a full-size bathroom, and then you have a bedroom up here as well. But notice how many windows are in here, and then also notice the ceiling in this room. It really feels like part of the house. It's not an attic that we put drywall in. This is a bonus room. So it feels like part of the house. Next, we're going to go into the bedroom here, which has a ton of closet space, has plenty of room for beds, nice place. If you have your kids come over, if you have family come in, this is the perfect place to put them. A lot of people, they come to me and they say, I don't want a bonus room. They're just not interested in it. This is a perfect place for whenever you have family come to stay, because they're going to have their own private space. They're going to feel comfortable. You're not going to get sick of each other, being on top of each other all the time. You're going to have your privacy. They're going to have their privacy. And then also, you're going to have walk-in access to that storage area. So, those are going to be the major benefits of doing a bonus room. And then we're going to see the bathroom really quick. Again, it is a full-size bathroom. So you have a shower up here and everything. So when your guests do stay, they feel right at home. What do you guys think about the bonus room? All right. So now we're going to check out the storage area. So here we're going to be able to see an example of the spray foam insulation, as well as how Haygood has maximized the storage space in the home. A lot of you folks are coming from areas that have basements. Here we do not have basements. So this is your new basement. And then one thing to note, I don't know if you guys have all been here before during the summertime, but in the summer, the attics in this area can get up to 145 degrees. They're really, really hot and very humid. So do you really want to put all your treasures, items that are irreplaceable, family photos, your kids' memorabilia, who knows, do you really want to put that in an oven? That's not really, going to hold up very well in that kind of environment. What a lot of builders do is they use what's called TechShield. TechShield is a great product. I'm not going to say it's not. We use TechShield for many, many years. What TechShield does is it takes it from 145 to about 125. So it's still really, really hot. So what we do is in 2017, we went with what's called spray foam. And at first it was an option. It was an upgrade for people to do it. And it became so popular that we've done it in every house we build. It's just included now. And we're the only builder that does that as included. There's no one else in the area. There's actually no one east of I-95 in North Carolina that does that included. We're the only ones. And we just do it because it's the best technology available this time. And if you're going to build a brand new home, why would you put old technology in it? It just doesn't make sense. So here you'll be able to see that spray foam insulation. It actually has a fire barrier on it right now. That's what the gray is. So it's more of a yellow color usually, but we do spray it with a fire-resistant spray in the attic. And what that does is, having this spray foam insulation, it encapsulates the whole house, which allows for less dirt intrusion, less pest intrusion, less pollen coming into your house. And that's really important when you're living in an area like Compass Point, where in Compass Point, there's 100 houses under construction, so there's always dust and debris flying everywhere. So it's not going to come into your house whenever you have something like this. Another thing that I was telling you about earlier when we were talking about the rain is wind-driven rain in this area. We are on the coast. We are going to have, tropical storms. It's part of living on the coast. I love them personally, but a lot of people do not, with reason. And but the benefit of having spray foam in your house encapsulated is you have no ridge vents, you have no soffit vents, and you have no gable vents. And whenever Florence came through a few years ago, the houses that flooded were flooded because of wind-driven rain. It wasn't like, people think when a house floods, they think of a dramatic, like, rising waters from the ground, and that's how the house floods. That's not typically how houses flood. Houses actually flood from the top down. So water comes in through the gable vent, water comes in through the ridge vent, water comes in through the soffits, and that's what floods the house. That is not going to happen with this house because we don't have those vents. This house is fully encapsulated. There was a gable vent on the outside, but it was a decorative gable vent. It's not actually vented. We do things like that for architectural detail. It's not for functionality, and it's not going to impact the house. Also, notice all this storage area. So earlier I told you the attics are typically 145 degrees or 120 with the TechShield. This attic will not get over 85 degrees. It feels like the rest of the house. It's completely comfortable up here. It's amazing. And one of the benefits is your treasures aren't going to get destroyed. You're going to be comfortable. If Chet and Mary are on the phone, they have 2 Haygood homes. So one of their homes is it was built before we used spray foam, and it's smaller than the new home. The new home is 100 square foot bigger. It has a pool, and it has the spray foam. And the power bill, they actually own both of them still. And the power bill for the older home, even though it was 100 square foot smaller and didn't have a pool, was twice the price of the new house, which is 100 square foot bigger and has a pool. That's how big of an impact this spray foam insulation makes. Also, you're going to note that you have your air handler up here. This is the air handler. We saw the condenser outside. It's a Trane 15 SEER. It's a very efficient unit. But one of the reasons why it runs so efficiently is because it is in It's in an attic that is spray foam encapsulated. So imagine your HVAC system sitting at 145 degree temperature, trying to keep your house at 72 degrees. It is working twice as hard as it needs to try to cool your house down. So it's going to run more efficiently, it's going to cost less, and it's going to last longer because we do this spray foam insulation. Here you'll notice this really pretty light display, and that is going to be the computer that controls your damper system. So this is a smart zone system right here, and what that does is the house has 3 zones. The house has a zone upstairs, the house has a zone downstairs, and the house has a zone in the master. And what this does is it's going to have thermostats in each one, and it's going to tell the system where to send that air. So it's going to run very, very, very energy efficient. What do you guys think about spray foam? Do you guys know a lot about spray foam? If you have any questions, we can answer them for you. We have a ton of documents on it. I know it's a newer technology, so a lot of people aren't as familiar with it. But why would you put fiberglass and cellulose in your house just because that's what they've always done? That's what they did 30 years ago? You know, that's an old technology. Why would you do that in your brand new house that you're investing in? Why would you not want to put the best of the best in a brand new home? And then what do you guys think about all this storage? Check all this out. You have so much room. I know a lot of people like to, downsize and things like that. For me, it is so hard to throw things away. I'm sure other people are like that as well. It's emotionally exhausting to try to throw things away. And I can't part with a lot of stuff. I like to keep my stuff. So here, I wouldn't have to throw anything away because I'd have all this room to keep all my items. And we're actually going to head back into the lounge. So now we've seen the entire house. Do you guys have any questions? I would love to answer any questions live that you may have, because if you have a question, there's chances are that maybe someone else that is watching has the same question. So please let me see some questions from you guys. And while we're waiting on questions, I can tell you about our process. So the way it works with us is you'll work with me on the plan selection stage, as well as, if you want to go the custom route, we can definitely talk about that. We'll work on a document called the CSA. If you're building with us, you're very familiar with that document. We refer to the CSA through the entire building process. It's going to be an Excel document that simplifies everything for you. It's going to have the base price of the house, and then all the things we talked about, and a price associated with it. So it's a fluid document. It's going to evolve throughout the entire building process. And it's going to be the sacred document while you're building. If anybody's watching this building with us, they're very well aware of that. And then you'll go to contract. Once you go to contract, we'll schedule you for selections. Our selections is a little different than other builders. Our selections is 3 days, not 3 hours. So you have 3 whole days, so you have time to actually think about everything that you're doing. And that's one of the things about the personalization. But I think we have a question, so we're going to go to that.
We have 2 questions. The first one is from Barbara Parlett.
Hey, Barbara.
Where could you add a door to the bonus room for privacy?
I think a door could be added right at the top of the stairs. I believe so. We can definitely work with you.
Right here.
Put a door at the top. I think that makes the most sense. So we can definitely do that for you.
And then the next question is from Kenny Windsor.
Hi, Kenny.
Does spray foam cut down on the outside noise, he asks.
Definitely. Good point, and thank you for reminding me about that. I actually was touring with, I cannot remember, I think it may have been Kenny and Kathy, or either it was Richard and Deanna, I cannot remember. But we were down in St. James. We were actually at the model that Patrick was in yesterday. So what you don't know about Patrick's model is it actually sits on a corner, and it's on Oceanic Drive. Patrick, I don't know if you know the name of the other road, but it's a busier road that's on not Oceanic Drive. And we were in the home, and we were walking through, and it was completely silent. You would have no idea that we were right beside a busy road. But as soon as we walked outside and we walked around the house, we were like, oh my gosh. You could hear the cars, like they were literally right there. But because we have that spray foam insulation, it does dampen the noise. And we didn't even know that there was a road right there while we were inside the house. So it's definitely another benefit of the spray foam insulation.
We also have a question from Kenneth Edmonds. Hey, Mr. Edmonds, who asked any plans to work some home automation into your standard items?
We're always open to customer feedback. As you can see in this house, I mean, this house is completely evolved from customer feedback. So, if our customers are demanding, or we get feedback that is an item our customers are looking for, we're always open to modifying our included features. We modified our entire set of included features about 2 years ago to make them much more inclusive to today's times. Each community does have a different set. So Patrick has his own set down in St. James, and I have mine in Compass Point on what I feel Compass Point owners are looking for. So they are continuously evolving.
And just to add to that, each client also has a meeting with a lo-fi person who can add those home automation products to your plan as we work on them, as well as a meeting with an electrician. So if you want to add those things, it's definitely possible.
Oh, definitely so. My first custom home I ever built was for Charlie and Donna Lichty. And Charlie was very involved through the build process, and their house has so much automation. I was actually just there with Donna on Thursday, today's Saturday, and I was there this week, and it's amazing how much technology is in their house. I mean, they have a electronics room in their garage where it's like conduit of wires. It looks like a hotel wiring system. And it's because Charlie owned an electrical company up north, and so he was able to make all of his dreams come true in this house and do all the automation that he ever wanted to. So there definitely is an opportunity to do so. Do we have any other questions right now?
That's
so
it.
I'll go back to the selections process. So again, you'll work with me through the contract phase, the plan selections phase, the pricing phase, and then you'll be scheduled for selections. Our selections are going to be held at our office at Lumina Station. If you're not familiar with Lumina Station, our office is located near Ricel Beach. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. There's a ton of nice restaurants that you can walk to while you're doing your selections to kind of decompress from all the decisions that you're making. So if you want to have a cocktail, just don't do too many while you're doing your selections. But there's plenty of places to go. It's absolutely gorgeous. We have a nice office there. Kenzie and Selena have done a wonderful job at picking items that are relevant to today's buyer. So they have beautiful tiles to choose from. They have nice hardwood floors to choose from. Kenzie, how many different hardwood options do we have?
I would say we have about 20 to 24 hardwood options, but in addition to hardwood, we have LVT, LVP, and laminate as well. So.
Okay. And do you guys are you guys familiar with LVP, which is a luxury vinyl plank? Vinyl and pre-engineered hardwood floors. Do you have any questions about that? We'd be happy to answer that for you as well. Because I do get a lot of questions. What is the difference between them? If I have a dog, for example, I have 2 dogs personally, and I know a lot of my customers do as well. What's the best flooring for having a dog? That's a good question. So if you guys do have that question, let us know, and we'd be happy to answer for you live.
And it's vinyl.
Question answered. So it is going to be a more hardy product for you. It's going to be more durable. And vinyl is the most waterproof of the flooring options. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. So we go from engineered hardwood to laminate, which still has some wood in it, still has a little bit of porosity. And then vinyl is going to be the most resilient, most waterproof flooring.
See, you're going to have a great advisor like that to help you through the building process. She's awesome. Selena's awesome as well. And they're going to guide you through the process. Like I said, a lot of the people that we work with have never built a home before. So, it can be overwhelming. I mean, there's so many different decisions that you have to make during the build process. How does one do that? You don't even know what decisions you make, but they will provide you. You guys send a document before they come in for selections, right? That kind of preps them. Mm-hmm. So what kind of decisions what should they do before they come down for selections to kind of be a little bit more prepared for their time down here?
One of the things that I like to send our clients before selections is a packet of all of our included selections. So in that packet, you'll see all of our included tile, our included flooring, our included door styles for our cabinets, and really just taking a look through those and maybe circling some favorites can give me and Selena a great idea of where you want to go with your house. Once I see a few selections for a kitchen, I really know the direction that people want to go, whether it's contemporary, modern, farmhouse, and we can guide you from there.
So Kenzie, what would you say is the what do you see as like the hardest decision that people have to decide during the selections process? Like what hangs people up the most?
Oh, anything in the kitchen. The kitchen is going to be the central room of the house. It's where everyone wants to hang out, and it's also going to be the hardest decisions to make. But luckily we have Rachel at Marcraft who helps design our cabinets, and she is so helpful in describing the flow of how people work in a kitchen, because you work every day in a kitchen and you don't even think about where things need to be. And she bases everything off of if you're right-handed or left-handed, or if you like to cook with a lot of spices, or if you have a big professional knife block. So she has all of that information. And then me and Selena can come in with the colors and the granite and the quartz and pull everything together.
So there's some kind of triangle in the kitchen. What is that referring to? There's like a triangle, is it a workflow triangle?
Yes. So going from your island where you're chopping things and putting things in the dishwasher, to your refrigerator, and then to your cooktop or stove. And having a flow between those three is really important, because you don't want to be running into anything on your way from the fridge to the chopping board.
So what Kenzie's alluding to is the kitchen's very well thought out before you build it. So it's not like we're gonna have what we want to do is not have regret or a lot of changes during the build process. So that's why our selections is 3 days, not 3 hours like our competitors. You're gonna have time to methodically think about how you're gonna use the space. You know, like what kind of cook are you, or do you cook at all? Like, do you eat out every day, and your kitchen's just going to be there for more decoration? You know, those are things that we need to know, because we can personalize those in the process.
And do you want glass doors on your cabinets to display some family heirlooms? Do you want a beverage fridge? All of those things are things that we talk about over the 3 days and beyond, to customize to your satisfaction.
For sure. And so you'll get to meet with people like Rachel and Wayne. You'll get to meet with a landscape architect, which is going to help you with the landscape design. You'll meet with an electrician. Who else do they meet with that personalizes the house?
We meet with Mike from Soundtronics, who does things like the surround sound, or if you wanted to have a central vac in your house. They meet Chris from Ferguson's to do lighting.
Oh, Chris is fantastic.
He has the most knowledge about lighting than anyone I've ever met, and Ferguson's showroom is absolutely fantastic. You're not just at our showroom. You get to go to Atlantic Appliance, you get to go to Ferguson's, and you get to see the closets in action as well. So not only are you with experts with us, but also all of our vendors you get to meet with, see their showrooms, see their process, and see their merchandise.
Exactly. And so, like, talking about, Chris at Ferguson, I've talked to some of my clients, and every builder does it a little bit different, but our lighting allowance is $3,000. And that does not include all of the recessed can lights. All the can lights you see in this house are included. And then the LED undermount lights on the cabinets, those are included. And all the ceiling fans with light kits that you see are included as well. Whereas other builders, they take that out of your lighting allowance. So you don't really have a $3,000 lighting allowance. It's $3,000 minus all the recessed lights, minus the LED under-counter lights, minus all the ceiling fans. And then you end up with like $1,500 to spend. So it's a very, very different process. Whereas ours is a true $3,000 decorative lighting allowance. So it's a huge difference between us and our builders. So make sure you're asking those right questions. When you're meeting with other representatives, make sure you're posing those questions so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, because a lot of times it's not what it seems. And then also with, we were talking about the cabinetry, the cabinetry level that we use. I was walking through one of my competitors' houses, and I noticed they were using a different line than we were. And so I did some research, and most of our competitors, to get to the level of base cabinetry that we use, you have to do 4 upgrades. You have to upgrade 4 levels just to get to the Haygood included level. So, I mean, all those things need to be made into that when you're making a decision. Because are you going to sign a contract, and then whenever you go to do your selections, you're going to spend another $200,000 in upgrades just to get the house where you want it to be? Or are you going to have everything included in your Haygood home, where you have a stress-free selections process and you get exactly what you want?
And we use the same line of cabinets and the same level of customization in our bathrooms as well. It's not a different cabinet. It's not a different material. It's the same line that you have in your kitchen.
Yeah, and so like once you finalize your selections, Kenzie's going to compile all that information for you, or Selena, or she's going to compile all that information for you, and then you're going to finalize your selections, and then you're going to go and you're going to get your final plans. Once we have those done, you're actually going to be, depending on what neighborhood you're in, but most neighborhoods are going to have a architectural review committee, and you're going to work with our office manager, and she's going to get you through that process. She's going to submit all your plans for you. We're going to get you through permitting. Once we get all that done, we're actually going to have, this is the fun part, that's when we're actually going to start building. So then you'll work with one of our construction managers, and they're phenomenal. They're going to take care of you. If you guys like your construction manager, make a comment about your experience with your construction manager, because I know that you guys talk to them all the time if you're building with us. They're there for you to answer any questions, to make sure that the home's done right. Most of our clients are building from afar. They're not local while the house is being built. So that's really important that you have a really good, trustworthy relationship with your builder as well as your construction manager, so that you have that open line of communication and you know exactly what's going on with your house at all times. And we know how important that is at Hagen Homes, which is why we have a program called Builder Trend. Builder Trend is going to connect you to your house no matter where you are. I had a client last year that built their house from Germany. They were in Germany building a house here. Do you know how stressful that would be if you did not have trust in your builder and communication that you can rely on, and an app like Builder Trend to be able to see the progress of your house? They got to see photos uploaded 3 to 5 times a week. They had the schedule at all times they could log into and see exactly what's going on with the house. And they had what's called daily updates. So the construction manager would actually log in and type in the updates on what was going on with the house, so that they knew, even from Germany, what was going on with the house the entire time. So again, your construction manager is going to build the house for you. And then I get a lot of questions about, our follow-up process whenever we're finished with the house. Do we leave you high and dry? Of course we don't leave you high and dry. We have a great process, and we have, a great reputation. Jim has been building houses in this area continuously under Hagen Homes. We've never had to change our name or anything crazy like that. We've always been under Haygood, and it's been since 1996. We've built over 1,500 homes, and I think one thing that makes me so proud. I mean, there's so many. I chose to work for Haygood. I had a great job. I worked for Compass Point. I was the marketing manager there. I wasn't looking for another job, but I just loved Hagen Homes so much that I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to work for them, because I know I can sell it, because I love their houses, and I've been very successful at doing so. My homeowners are on the video right now, and I'm proud to sell our houses because I know that my customers are going to be taken care of. I know that they're going to get the customer service that I would expect and that I expect for them. We're going to do a 30-day, we're going to do a new homeowner orientation right before you close to make sure the house is built per the contract. We're going to show you how to use everything in the house. We're going to show you where everything is, where the water shut-off valve is, things like that. And then we're going to do, once you move into the house, 30 days into it, we're going to do a 30-day walkthrough. It doesn't matter who builds your house. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a multi-million-dollar house or if it's a $100,000 house. There's going to be a punch list. You're dealing with human nature and Mother Nature, and there's accidents are going to happen. We're not perfect, but we're going to make it right. We're going to come back. We're going to stand by our product. We're going to stand by our vendors. We're going to stand by you, and we're going to make sure the house is built right. We work with the same vendors all the time, and they know what to expect from us. And if they don't do something right, they've got to come back and fix it before they're going to get paid. And so we're going to take care of you in your 30-day walkthrough. And then you also have a year walkthrough as well. We have this awesome guy. He's from my hometown. His name's Scott. He has even more of a southern accent than I do, if you can believe that. But he is such a nice guy, and he's going to work with you through your 1-year orientation and take care of you. I'm always a resource for you, but you are going to go through those different various channels, and we want to make sure that you're utilizing the right channels whenever you're there. But I'm always going to be a resource for you. But Scott is going to take care of you through that 1 year. And then the house does have a warranty through Centricity. It's a 10-year structural warranty, just to give you that peace of mind. But we do build very, very high-quality houses. We are so proud to be a part of Compass Point, as well as many other communities in the area. And we're so happy to build for so many great homeowners. And I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll hope to see you soon.